Hey, hello everyone, welcome back to SM Spoken English Academy. Today we have a special kind of activity. Today we are going to conduct a really different, a totally different kind of activity. As you all know that every single year, every year, our government, Indian government represents budget on Parliament on the 1st February. So many of the people they do not have any idea that what is budget and why it is important to understand and what are the things are mentioned in the budget and how budget is actually affects our life. So as a citizen of our country, we each and everyone, each and every student, each and every citizen, they have to understand the budget. To explain this topic, to demonstrate this topic, we have conducted this particular activity today. In today's class, in a group discussion format, we will be discussing about budgeting. And here the main thing is that the main attraction is that our students will perform that. Our students will perform, our students will explain what is budgeting, why it is important to understand, and how it affects our daily life of each and every citizen of India. So let me start this particular activity. So as you can see, so these are the students. They are ready to explain all the complicated and complex idea about the budget in a very simple English. So stay tuned and watch the video till the end. Okay, so let's start today's discussion. Today's discussion is all about Union Budget of 2026. As you all know that we are actually conducting this session on the date of 31st January. So basically we are conducting this particular activity on the 31st January because of the tomorrow it will be budget day. So tomorrow in our parliament the budget will be represented by our finance ministry. So our main purpose of doing this activity is to help people to understand that what is budget and how does it affect our life. So first of all, I would start with a simple thing, that what is budget? What does budget mean to you?
Budget. When I listen the word, we firstly scary that what is the word, that is very hard to understand. But it is very simple. If I say it in simply, that budget mean handling of money.
Yeah.
So, for example, before going a trip, we first check how much money we have.
Yes.
So if we have 5,000, according this we make a plan.
Yeah.
So if we spend the money the first of the day of trip, the next day will be difficult to survive. For that the plan is necessary, and that same similar way government make a budget.
Yeah.
They actually first watch that how much the money they get for people.
Yeah.
And according the money they make a budget, and
Yes.
the budget help us in many ways, like roads, hospital. Actually government spend that money to repair the roads.
Yes.
And improve our college, our hospitals or schools. Actually that is budget. So
Okay, that's really a good explanation that you simplified the concept of budgeting. Okay, so the next question I would like to ask Shreya. Shreya, I just want to know that why governments actually presents budget every single year?
So I think budget means planning, how to plan the money in a correct way.
Yeah.
And how to manage it for all over the country. And that's why the government has created the budget.
Right now, I want to know from Ishana. Ishana, can you explain what is tax actually? She actually talked about tax. So what is tax?
So when we listen the name budget, the word comes in our mind, that is tax. And many people fear the word tax. In the simple way, tax means money that people contribute to the government.
Yes.
For running the country.
Definitely.
And the government used this for build schools, roads,
Yeah.
and other many things.
Okay, that is tax. Tax is all about contributing money to the nation so that our nation can run properly, government can run whatever is happening in our surroundings, the infrastructure, the schools, the roads, the hospital, everything is run by our government. And how can government run without money? So we need to give money to our government as a form of tax. So that's why government can run this country. Okay, that's very good explanation. I just want to know a very simple thing, that as our country has a budget, do you think every single person in personal life we should have also a personal budget. Like budget is like a planning. Do you think money planning or managing money is also important part of our life?
Yeah, I think money planning is also important our life, and we can plan because in our home our parents also calculated that's how much money they earn
Yes.
in a year,
Yeah.
and then they decide how they invest this money, how much they invest for educations and how much they invest for health, and
Yeah.
also have rent, any other
Many
needs.
expenses. Yeah.
Yes, so I think it's more important to planning money.
Okay. So, brother, I just want to know that as we are talking about the government is actually getting money from different sources. So, could you tell me what are the different sources that government collects money?
First of all, government collects money from a big company like MNC company, and then people, normal people like we and us, and government collect many sources like bank, like taxes and GST charges, and any other sources government collect taxes, like we have two taxes like CGST and SGST.
Abhijit, do you think that learning about this budgeting, I am talking about the union budget that represents in our parliament every year on the 1st February, that do you think this particular thing we should be learning, we should be knowing about this particular thing, or we should not care about that? We are a student and we have nothing to do with that.
Okay, sir, I think in my opinion we should learn budget, because when we listen this word or hear this word, on that time we are so confused about that, because it's like they are using some complicated and technical terms.
Yes.
That's why it is getting so complicated.
Yeah.
But if we explain it very simple way and simple language, using simple words, then we can understand it properly.
Yeah, I hope everyone can understand it.
So as a student, and student means we are future of our country and everything. As a student, for example, as a student, if government invest money on education sector, then we can learn a lot of things, and our schools and college automatically invest their infrastructure, and also they can afford it high quality. And if we don't know about budget and anything, and we think that maybe it's not for us or something like that, but it affects all of us as a student, as a middle class man, and every people.
Okay, Injamul, do you think that this budget that is going to be published tomorrow, this particular thing affects our life, our financial life, our middle class family's life? How does it affect us?
Yeah, I think it is effectful for us. If our economy is growing, that means we are growing. Our life is better more than few ago.
Okay.
And if our economy is
Going down
or growing very slowly, it is not bad, but it is not good also. That's why I think it is effective.
Okay, that's a very good explanation. Okay, now Sanjana, I would like to ask you that as you know that government hospitals, okay, if you go to the government hospital, you don't need to pay any money. Okay, so where does those money actually coming from? That government hospital, if you go to the government hospital, we don't need to pay money, but we are getting the treatment. So how does this entire system survive and run?
So, sir, before talking about that, we have to know about the tax. Tax means we give some money to government, and government spend that. So, for example, to understand it better, think about that. society or hotel, when people live there, they have to pay some minimum money for water, for cleaning, or for security guard.
Yeah.
So like that, government needs some money to spend that in school, in college, in road, or in hospital.
Yeah.
So for that, they take tax in many ways, like books, copies, in ingredients, or business. I think that's the system we are.
Yes, we are talking about. That means that because we are getting the free treatment, that money actually coming from the taxes. That we are all paying taxes, and government is actually spending the money in different sectors that you said, in educational sector, in hospital, healthcare sector. So that's how we are getting the treatment. So I hope that's why we have to understand the value of this budgeting. Otherwise, if you don't know, then you will never know that where this money is actually coming from. Okay, that's why. Okay, so Miladi, now I would like to ask you just a very simple thing. Do you think this kind of activity, this kind of group discussion, we are doing it in a different topic which is not even related to English language? So do you think this kind of activity helps students to learn English?
Yes, sir. I think this is very good plan to towards the success.
Yes.
Not only speak only speak English.
Yeah.
We also get our strong our skill.
In a closing point, I want to tell you that because it is a very in a kind of topic that it is a very new topic for us, okay, and it is a very technical topic. We are discussing in a simple way, but it's a very much technical topic. There are so many terminologies there, that fiscal deficit, expenses, revenue. So what is revenue? Revenue means no, it's not Rajasho. Rajasho Adai. You are in that sense. ইতিহাস থেকে not actually অতটাও কঠিন করে বলার দরকার নেই. Revenue means তোমার কাছে যেটা আর্নিং ফর্মে আসছে, ওকে, ইনকাম, ওকে. সো রেভিনিউ, দ্যাট গভর্নমেন্ট মেক্স রেভিনিউ এভরি ইয়ার, ওকে. So government makes revenue, and government needs to plan out that where they need to spend the money. Our government expects to have revenue to the next year, that in 2027 we will have this amount of money for the entire year, and where we will spend the money. Okay, most of the time what happens in our country, like India, developed country, we have to give our focus much more on healthcare and educational sector, but our governments only spend only 2%, or maybe sometimes less than 2% on our education. That's why the quality of our government education is like this. All the developed countries, they spend more than 10% of their total entire GDP. That's why their education system is so advanced. But overall, the budget is all about the plan for earning money, and how and where the government can spend the money. If the government spends money in a good way, that means the quality of our life will be better, okay. Even if you are maybe you have heard that sometimes you get subsidy in your different bills, like LPG gas connection, people used to have subsidy. So that means government is giving you money to actually buy that, okay. That is called subsidy. Now solar panel, if you buy solar panel, government is providing you the subsidy. That means you need to pay less money, government is providing you some money. So where this money actually coming from? Government already planned that if someone installed solar panel, we will provide him that percentage of money, and everything has already planned out, okay. So that is all about budgeting, and every year there is a two components we have in our budget, that is revenue versus expenses, okay. So most of the time what happens in a country, that a country spend more and earn less. That means that country is in debt, and 90% country is in debt. It is very normal, but the government target is that how we can reduce the debt. It's not about totally vanishing the debt, making it zero, but government is trying to reduce the debt, the amount of debt that we have. For example, we have 50 billions of debt, or maybe 5 billion, whatever the number, I don't care, I don't know exactly, but government try to do that every year it should be reduced. So how can we reduce debt? When a country exports more than import, at that time the country's debt actually got decreased, because every time you are importing means what?
We buy some things
Yes, from other countries. Yes, we are buying something from other countries, and when we are buying too much, that means we are losing our money. Okay, at the same way, when you are exporting, that means you are selling something. So when we are selling, that means we actually get some money in our hand, and our economy actually gets stronger because of this activity. So that's why whatever, China's economy is so much, it's growing so much because they are exporting too much. Even if you buy some scissors, silly scissor, even if you buy some plastic handles, you could see that it is made in China. So we are exporting everything. We don't have the ability to import, not to export. We are importing everything, and that's why we are spending too much money. And one way or another, we have to be self-dependent, that we have to focus that how can we make something on our own, even if we do not export it, but still we have to make sure we should not import it. We will manufacture our own things, whatever we need. Let's, for example, this is a simple handle, okay? If I need to buy from China, that means you can understand how much serious we are as a citizen of our country, that we can't even make a simple thing in our country, that we need to bring that from China. Okay, so that is a kind of same that we have to remember, that we have to be ashamed for that we are exporting everything. We are importing everything from other countries. And especially in India, why healthcare cost is rising every year. You would be surprised to know the machine what is used in our healthcare sector, it is not made in our country. It's all made in Japan, in all the developed countries. That's why when we are importing that kind of machine, the cost of that machine is totally high, very high. So when you are trying to get a test like this MRI, CT scan, everything, so that's why you need to pay that much of money. That is unbearable for our normal people. So that is the main thing, that when you understand budget, you could understand that where we actually stand as a country, as a citizen of what is the current situation of our country, that we are totally depending on the other countries, otherwise we will not survive. Okay, so I think this is one of the failure that we have as a country, that we are totally relying on other people. We don't have anything to offer the other world. We are all getting from the every other sources, all the other countries. So as you all young not citizen, you also citizen, but students, you have to make sure that we have to be self-dependent and self-reliant, that what we can produce that can help our country to grow. We should not always depend on others' product. So yeah, so that's all about today's session. I hope everyone enjoyed. So thank you for attending this session.